Hey there, welcome to Kevin's commentary on comics. Today is going to be audio only, mainly because of the fact that I got a sunburn over the weekend and my face is peeling like crazy. And I have also got a very bad case of allergies, or maybe it's a cold, I don't know, but my nose is running like crazy. And trying to film myself while my nose is running, grabbing for tissues every 2 seconds, just wasn't working out. So let's just go with audio only. And today we're going to feature a recommendation from one of my very limited number of fans. Welcome back to Kevin's commentary on comics. Yes, it's viewer recommendation day today, and I get several suggestions from Hugo Danner, who I've just because I've had other stuff that I've wanted to do, I just haven't gotten to actually reading any of the ones that he suggested, although there were a couple. I think Legends was also one that he suggested, which he did a few months ago. But today we're going to focus on Marvel Preview number 10, featuring Thor the Mighty. And just take a look at this cover. It is beautiful. I was on a fan page not too long ago, and someone was talking about Alex Ross and his ability to do realistic style covers. You look at something like this, and you definitely think it's got that realistic, that fantasy. It has that novel cover approach. As a matter of fact, Marvel Preview, it came out in I think '75, and it was supposed to be just kind of a showcase different heroic characters, sword and sorcery type things. It was not directly from Marvel Comics. It actually came out from magazine management. It was just affiliated with Marvel Comics. And the one thing you will notice as we get into this, these are all black and white issues. And, it's not something I would want to see on a regular basis because comics do look really great in color. But boy, there is something to be said for the black and white comic. It is a lot of fun. I know that I read a lot of the Essentials line of comics. And, the big bound, like 20 issues, 25 issues of the early issues of Spider-Man or whatever. And those are all in black and white. And it's a lot of fun to read in black and white. I'm not saying it should replace color, but it is fun to look at it definitely on occasion. Marvel Preview eventually became Bizarre Adventures. And so I guess this was maybe just some stock stories that were in the Marvel line that didn't actually make it to whatever book was out there. So you've got today, we've got a story featuring Thor. And he starts out with just this beautiful black and white shot of Thor, kind of calling on the lightning and stuff. So this is Marvel Preview number 10, featuring Thor the Mighty. This was written by Len Wein and art by Jim Starlin and Tony DeZuniga, which is obvious here with this first shot here, this pinup of Thor that certainly has Starlin all over it. It's obviously this is early Starlin. Great artwork throughout, but he hadn't quite got his Starlin style yet. But did a really good job, and his stuff looks great in black and white. So the story starts out, Thor and the Warriors 3 in some sort of Asgardian pub in a big old fight, such as a typical bar brawl going on. Thor obviously getting the upper hand, but then the Warriors 3 doing their share of the battle. When all of a sudden a messenger comes by and says, "Hey, guys, Odin needs you." Well, not guys, just you, Thor. Odin needs you, let's go. So, Thor wants to finish his fight, but nope, we gotta go right now. Okay, let's go. And here we are in the very modest, nothing pretentious about this throne room at all, of Odin himself. There's Thor, and of course, Loki, which I thought was interesting right off the bat because they just seem to have Loki come into these things. He's not a bad guy. He's never done anything bad, since he's been around. So let's invite him to the throne room. Let's not have him in jail. Odin says that there's this gem that is out there that could potentially kill Odin. It basically has the ability to wipe out anybody from existence and basically act as if they never existed at all. So Odin wants Thor and Loki to go retrieve this particular gem. And, it's interesting. Every time I hear gym these days, I always think Infinity Gym. This doesn't appear to have been an Infinity Stone. This is just called the Blood Gem, I believe. Problem is the fact that this particular gem is being guarded in some cave that is in Olympus, which obviously is the counterpoint to the Norse gods that Odin and Thor and all of them belong to. And, they've got some sort of peace treaty, peace accords, but they really need to get this gem because it's pretty important because it could, obviously take out Odin. Obviously, Thor and Loki say, sure, we'll do it, man. We're on it, and you know what? We're going to get it, or we're going to die trying, which, I think Thor says all the time. So Thor and Loki head off to go get this gem, and of course, inside Loki's thoughts, he's thinking, hey, I'm going to get that blood crystal for myself. So they come up to a big old castle. Thor hails the castle, and there's a dark sorceress, Shambhala, that greets them. She invites them in, they have dinner, and basically she just comes on really hard to Thor, saying he can have whatever he wants. So Thor, being a male, says, okay, starts to get whatever he wants, but then all of a sudden Loki interrupts, shouting, Thor, Thor, come help me, oh my God, it's Thor. So Thor goes and sees that Loki is being attacked by some sort of monsters, trolls, obviously dispatches of the troll-like beings pretty quick. It's funny too because the sorceress Shambhala was like, no, if you go in there, you're gonna die. And it's like, that wasn't even a challenge. I mean, he just basically could have been eating a sandwich while he was taking out those guys. So the guys finally get to their destination, which is the Cavern of the Screaming Skull, which honestly sounds like the subtitle of a Hardy Boys mystery, or maybe Alfred Hitchcock and the Three Investigators. Cavern of the Screaming Skull. This is where they go. They got to get inside here. They do. They come to this chamber that is surrounded by a bunch of seemingly statues of all of these warrior types. And Thor's like, well, hey, I don't care. I'm going to go ahead and smash this door open. That's where we need to go. And sure enough, the statue guardians come to life and begin to attack Thor. Apparently these are the Titans. I don't know if they're actually the Titans of Olympus myth. Maybe he just called them Titans. I don't know. They get into a big battle. Of course, Loki kind of just gets out of the way, but he does his share of trying to take these guys out. Their fight manages to get them inside the actual chamber of the door that Thor had taken out. And they all look around. They go, ooh, there it is. It's the gem. It's the bloodstone, or crystal of blood, or blood. They call this thing 18 different times. Blood gem, crystal of blood, blood crystal. Kind of confusing. So this is actually guarded by this giant dragon, which makes you think, if this giant dragon is here, did they really need the outer guards? And apparently there are no allegiances to the Titans versus this dragon, because this dragon, even though these guards, these Titans, were doing the same job he is, just starts eating them, munching them down, giving no care to the fact that they're basically all on the same side. So Thor, obviously, even though these guys were just fighting him, he decides to protect him. Starts attacking the dragon thing, and of course this guy doesn't go down easily, but he does eventually go down because, hey, it's Thor the Mighty. So Thor crawls out of the water where he finally had to vanquish the beast, and guess what? Loki has the gem. Of course Loki has a gem. He was going to do this. The minute I saw Loki was going to be in this thing, you knew some treachery was afoot. So he's got the gem, and he goes on about how he wants revenge. It's the same old story with Loki, jealous because Thor gets all the attention, and he's just an adoptive half-brother. So he decides he's going to use the blood gem to just wipe out everybody in existence. And as a test, he wipes out one of Odin's faithful manservants, Druvak, and just blinks him out of existence. Odin's like, gee, I thought I was talking to someone here just a minute ago. I don't know. That's really weird. So he's about ready to just now take out Thor. Instead of just doing the same thing to Thor that he did to the manservant, which was just basically wish the guy away, he starts trying to blast Thor with the gem. So while Loki is trying to blast Thor, he does get attacked by one of the Titans who did not die by the dragon. And then the Titan grabs the crystal of blood and says he's going to protect it, but also going to use it to destroy the people who are attacking him. And then Thor does what probably he should have done right off the bat, hurls his hammer at it and shatters it and takes out the Titan at the same time. So no more blood gem. It's pretty easy. But of course, when he did that, the entire cavern of the Screaming Skull, or whatever it was called, starts falling down around him. He manages to get himself and, of course, Loki out. Even though Loki seeked to destroy him, he still helped him because Thor is a hero. They go back, report back to Odin that, unfortunately, the crystal was shattered while they were trying to get it. And Odin says, hey, that's okay. I was going to destroy it anyway, so good job. Dismisses him except for Thor. And he asks Thor, is like, hey, how did Loki do in this battle? And Thor says, well, he was Asgardian. He was faithful. He did as he was supposed to. And of course, this makes Odin very proud because, again, showing how Thor is worthy of the hammer and the fact that he would eventually have to take over for Odin at some point in time as being the Allfather. So this whole thing just kind of boils down to being kind of a test. As the issue closed, Thor turns behind him and sees that Odin was watching them the entire time. And now Odin knows who would be the right ruler of Asgard. Yeah, it's the guy that does all the good stuff, and not the guy that's the god of mischief. So kind of a ending there, kind of a Twilight Zone type ending. It's like, oh my gosh, you were watching the whole time? Oh no! I really enjoyed the issue. I thought it was a lot of fun. The black and white added a nice touch to this, which is really kind of a classic Thor story where Odin tests Thor's worthiness. And again, I'm not really sure why Odin has some question on which of his sons should rule Asgard. It seems to me it's pretty obvious it's Thor, but you got to have those tests every now and then. It really does kind of make me wonder why Thor can't hold the hammer today. Again, I don't know if that's been revealed as to why he's no longer worthy to hold the hammer, but certainly this issue here shows why he was worthy. I'm Kevin, and that was my commentary. What did you think about this issue? I do need to give a shout out to Diversions of the Groovy Kind. That's diversionsofthegroovykind.blogspot.com. I will post a link, should be one showing up right now. This is the website, has really cool, dedicated to 1970s comic books. It had this issue out there, and it has other ones out there, so I think I might poke around this site, see what else they've got, do some more reviews on it. It's a lot of fun. Hugo did recommend me going here, and thanks to him, and thanks to the website for providing the images that I showed during this review. So at any rate, my name is Kevin. That was my commentary. I think I've already said that. Did you enjoy black and white issues? What about these Marvel Preview and Bizarre Adventures? I think they're cool. I like seeing them. Again, comics is more of a color medium, but it really does lend itself to black and white quite well. So I will look at some more of these in the future. Leave a comment below on what you think and any other recommendations. I'm kind of digging for some recommendations right now. So as I find stuff that I want to read, I will do that. But, it's always good to find out from other people what they like and what they want to read. So at any rate, until next time, if you want to find out if I actually review a comic that you suggested, the best way to do that is to click on that subscribe button. So go ahead and do that. And again, until next time, I will see you later. And please go out and have a great day. I need to go apply some lotion to my peeling face. Thanks. See you later. Bye.